is the Republican frontrunner. He's called Mexicans rapists.
Well, what about women?
How he's treated women.
Yes. I mean, unbelievable. I don't know how women can vote for someone who said what he said about Megyn Kelly. It was terrible. Mm-hmm. And we knew what he meant, too. He wasn't. Mm-hmm. Don't you get in his firing line. And money doesn't buy everything. It's accomplishments and what you're doing and giving, and it's incomprehensible to me.
Your country as it relates to COVID-19. So let me ask you, Mary, if I can. The president is struggling to manage this crisis, to put it mildly. Just a few days ago, again, he said the virus will just go away or will disappear. Doesn't seem to accept advice from medical experts. Is that typical for your uncle?
Yeah, he's incapable of accepting advice that contradicts his own narrative. And I think from very early on, even before this should have been a crisis, he made a decision about what he thought was more important. And at the time, it was protecting the stock market from any scares it may have experienced as a result of announcing the virus. And because he's mishandled it from the beginning, he's incapable of course correcting, because that would mean he'd have to admit he was wrong, which again is admitting weakness, and he cannot do that under any circumstances.
I want to ask you about the subtitle too, Mary, of your book, How My Family Created the World's Most Dangerous Man. How dangerous do you think he is?
Well, he is constitutionally unfit to wield the power that comes with the office he holds. And he has the nuclear codes, and he also is driving the response of many governors in our country to this plague, essentially, we're living through. And we see on a state-by-state basis the difference between the handling of this by certain governors, and it's it's a disaster, because there are still people out there who politically think it's to their advantage to align themselves with him, and they dare not cross him. So if he says, don't wear a mask, you shouldn't have to wear a mask, you shouldn't have to social distance, you should go back to school, that's what these governors are going to push for. And more people are going to get sick, and more people are going to die. And we're in a very dangerous place in our country and in the context of this disease that's ravaging us.
January 20th, 2017, the most significant day in her husband's life. But it was marred by the scowl seen round the world.
It started to rain, Mr. President, when you came to the platform.
During the inauguration prayer, Donald turned to say something to Melania, who smiled brightly as he spoke. But as soon as he turned his back, she turned downright stone-faced. It looked like trouble in paradise from the very beginning.